just, you ready, sir? All right, cool. Come on up, sir.
Hey, what's up, what's up?
Can't be helped, sir. Can't be helped.
We gotta be so tall, bro. What's up? Hey, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Oh, BlerDCon, we are in the house. Let's go. This is my first time here. I'm excited.
Oh, no, sure. I had to start this off, to quote Shaq. An apology, sir. I wasn't really familiar with your game. I did not know how much of an accomplished dancer you are. I was not familiar with that. Like, when did this start? Was this before the show or after the show? Like, how did that all,
I've been dancing all my life, actually. I started off as a kid. I grew up in Detroit, Michigan, so, street dancing. Hey, just working it out, doing the thing, get my groove on. And then I learned to pop lock. I learned to break dance. And then I went to a school of performing arts, and I studied jazz, tap, ballet, and now I dance salsa, bachata, kizomba, zouk. Dance is part of my life.
How'd you get into the competition aspect of it? Like, what drove that to actually be a thing to happen for you?
Competing, I did talent shows back in the day, and then for salsa, well, I danced in the closing ceremonies of the Olympics in 1992. Before I did Power Rangers. Hey,
wow.
Whoop, whoop, hey, see? And that was and then I started competing salsa probably like in 2004, I was a world champion salsa dancer.
Wow. One of the things that I do enjoy about a lot of celebrities is when they're able to just make fun of themselves, and that little scene that you had in House Party was like, bar none, hilarious. Like, just the way you kind of code-switching it a little bit.
I thought that was really funny. The director, Calmatic, he had some other lines at first, and then he came up to me and said, I want you to say this. And I looked at him and I was like, that's funny. So I like it because it's funny, because that actually does happen. I mean, I'm a single man, so I'm out there. I'm like, yo, what's up? Trying to talk to a cutie, and dudes are like, hey, man, and I'm like, what you doing? I'm trying to, slow your roll, bro. Hold on, I'm like right here, so it's funny.
Besides that, are you aware of just the amount of jokes that people have for you, like, online in some way, shape, or form?
Sorry, say that again?
All right.
I was like, what? Come again?
Are you aware of the plethora of jokes that people have for you for many shapes and forms?
Aware of the jokes they have on me online? Is that what you said?
Yes. All the jokes that come to...
I've seen some jokes. There's a hairline thing, obviously.
Yeah, see, I was leaning. I wasn't trying to go that far. I was like, let me see if he knows.
You introduced it. You know he was trying to go there. Shut up, don't even tripping. He's like, I wasn't trying to, shut up, quit lying. And I'm 57 years old. I got more hair than most of y'all. So, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how y'all trying to crack jokes. This was back in 1990, I think it was 99. Brink, when did Brink come out?
Yeah, Brink was like 98, 99.
99, okay. Yeah. So I did Brink, and I went in, and usually they have makeup and hair, and hair is responsible for getting you tight. That's what they do for the whole cast. Now, Brink was the all-white cast. I was the only brother. And the hairdresser was like, oh, I do black people's hair all the time.
Oh, man, they set you up.
Yeah, so he was like, nah, I got you. I do this all the time. I work with a lot of celebrities, So I got these clippers, they got guards, And so first thing he did, he goes, I was like, all right, tie me up, like, edge me up. He goes, eh. And I was like, bro. And so he straight up the middle of my head. So what he did was he took a stencil and he sprayed it in to make it look neat. So obviously the hairline was jacked up. It was looking neat, but it was like, circular. But I was mad. I went home. I was married at the time. I was like, baby, they messed up my hair, whatever. And they tried to fix it by the end of the show, but yeah, it was jacked up. It didn't look, people didn't they didn't clown on me back then. And nobody was watching Brink going, his hairline is messed up. But now, decades later, y'all, this other generation, y'all look at his hairline. Oh my God.
I figured there was a story behind it, because I was like, I know he didn't just walk out the house. Like, there's no way.
Nah. I will say this, though. There were times back in the day where brother, I was not a lot of money. I was cutting my own hair. So, and I wasn't perfect. I was never a barber. So
gotta start somewhere.
I had some mishaps, but yeah, I think we all did. So, in our younger days, that's what it was.
Cool. You know, obviously have kids. I mean, where is the spectrum at in terms of do they give you shit because you know what you did, or is
My
it kind
kids?
of yeah, or is it like appreciative, like
Nah,
oh,
I'm daddy. So, you know, they ain't messing with daddy. They like, my father's a Power Ranger. You don't mess with him.
okay, hey.
Nah, my kids actually, they're really cool. They're down to earth, good people, good humans, you know, which is what I want, every parent wants.
Yeah.
And I mean, really for them, I'm just dad. So like,
Oh,
you
okay.
know, they're not even tripping on the fact that I'm a Power Ranger. It's like they haven't even watched all the episodes. David Yost came to my house one day, who was the Blue Ranger, and he walked in. I was like, y'all know who this is? They was like, no. And I was like, he was one of the Power Rangers. Guess which color? They were like green. I was like, nah, that's Tommy. They do you know what's character? It was like Jason, you know, Zach. And they were like Tommy. I was like, no, it's Billy. So yeah, my kids they're not really on top of Power Rangers like that.
How close were you in terms of like your character's outfits? Because there's a couple of them on that show that was iconic to me, like your Happy Birthday Zach one with the Malcolm X.
Oh yeah, with the outfit.
Like,
that was tight, right? Yeah.
That was a
Yes.
fit that even to this day I'm like I need that. I don't know
You
why. I
see?
just need it. Like so.
Now you know what? We had the woman in charge wardrobe. She was cool. We had at the beginning we didn't have anything, but eventually had sponsors, and so cross colors. Everybody was sending stuff in, and I would go in, and she would have three outfits lined up, and I'd be like, I want that and that, and give me those shoes, and it was good, you know. So, I was
you're
proud to
picking
wear
a litter
that.
pretty much. Just
Oh yeah, I
everything.
get to pick what I wanted to wear, so it was dope.
What made you wanted to switch up to have the actual dreads and everything the second season?
I saw Inkwell.
Really?
I saw Inkwell, and Lorenz Tate was rocking like some braids, and I was like, that's kind of a vibe. I'm like, let me switch it up, because the flat top at that time was hot for a while, but I've been wearing it, you know, and after a period of time, it was old, it was passé. So I don't want to wear that out to the clubs. I was like, let me switch up my hair, you know. And I flipped to the braids, and that was cool, except for I didn't have all the hair on the sides, and so they were extensions.
Oh, okay, wow.
And they were braided in, you know, like sit down for 8 hours in a chair, getting your braids done, and every now and then one would fall out. And people would pick it up and bring it to me. Is this yours? I'm like, nah, I never seen that. That ain't mine. Nah, I don't know what you're talking about. That don't even look like mine. See, look.
So after you pretty much, left the show, like, what was kind of like your kind of mental state at that point? Was it kind of like you wanted to kind of stay within Hollywood, or was it kind of like you wanted to kind of like go in a different direction, I guess, once you had kind of left?
Well, after I left the show, I was concerned about working. I just wanted to work somewhere,
yeah,
you know. So I left Power Rangers, and I had my own show on Nickelodeon. Space Cases, it was #2 show on Nickelodeon. Thank you, Space Cases.
How was that experience? Like, before
Harlan
you continue,
Van.
like, how was that experience on Space Cases? Because it was a very interesting show, especially that was like peak Nickelodeon.
Keenan and Kel was #1, we were #2, and I was the star, so it was my show.
Oh, well, there you go.
So it was dope. It was a cool experience. The only problem is, we did 2 seasons, and we're going to go back for a third. We left the last season on this big cliffhanger, and we're supposed to come back, but then I went home and I auditioned for Malibu Shores, which is an Aaron Spelling show, and that was prime time, and I was like, I got to go for it. So I went with Aaron Spelling show. I left my show to go do an Aaron Spelling show, Malibu Shores. Unfortunately, it was a show for teenagers, and it was on Friday night at 9 o'clock. So ain't no teenagers at home at 9 o'clock on Friday. It was like, so it was a bad time slot. A lot of great cast. We had Kerry Russell, we had Charisma Carpenter, Jacob Vargas, Randy Spelling was on it, myself, and a lot of Esses Atkins, a lot of great actors were on the show. So it had the potential to do really well, and I was excited about it, but unfortunately it didn't go the distance.
How was it like? I think I talked to Karen Ashley and Akia Baris last year about like being on a lot of like black shows during that time period, and you were on like a good amount of black shows.
Yeah, I was
time
all
period.
over the place. Moesha, In the House, Family Matters, Hits. I did a little bit of everything.
I mean, how was that experience for you? Because I mean, that was a golden era if you really think about it. Just like everything. How was that experience for you?
It was amazing, to be around so many talented people and people that I admired as well. Like, so going on Moesha and seeing Brandy, like, damn, what's up, Brandy? I was like, what's up, girl? How you doing? I was hanging out with Ray J, and like me and Ray J were in a rap group, right, called What on the show. So, Ray J was her younger brother, and this is the thing. I've always looked young. So when I did Power Rangers, I was 26 years old, playing 16, right?
Wow.
So then when I did Space Cases, I was like 28, playing 15 with 15-year-olds. And then when I did Brink, I was like 31 playing 16 and 15 with 15-year-olds. So I was always young looking. And when I did Parenthood and Zaria, what's her name? Reagan Gomez.
Reagan Gomez.
Reagan Gomez was 15 and she had her first kiss scene with me, which was weird, right? I was like, they're like, so we're gonna have a kiss scene, and they're all talking to me, like, you gotta be careful, this is the first on-screen kiss. I was like, I got you. And it was just a little peck, but it was still kind of weird because I'm like, I'm much older than you, you know. But she was cool. It was a good experience, and I loved it. I loved being around all my peers.
Managed to talk to Robert Townsend while you were on Parenthood?
You know, I did talk to Robert Townsend on the show, and that was amazing because I was the first black superhero on live action TV, but he was the first black superhero in film. Like, he did Meteor Man. And so I was like, you know, that was something we could relate to. I was like, well, you know, you did Meteor Man came out 2 weeks before Power Rangers did. So he beat me to the punch as far as being the first black superhero. But I was the first black superhero on live action TV. So I'm like, whoop, whoop, let's give up for that.
When you started like going on the convention circuit, were you pretty much like amazed at the amount of people that that showed out as soon as you like started doing these things?
Yeah, I mean, like after about, so I started doing cons maybe 14 years ago. Power Rangers came out 30 years ago, 31 years ago. So there was like a 15-year lapse of being in the scene as far as being around. And at that point, 15 years later, I'm like, oh, the fans are, you know, they're grown up. They don't care no more. But you guys grew up into adults, and y'all was still like rocking with Power Rangers. Like, yo, you don't understand what this did for my life. You inspired me to do this, and I'm grown now. I got this job. I'm in this college. I got 3 karate schools. Like, you know, I'm like, wow. So when I came back, I was surprised. It was like, oh man, there's just a lot of love here. And I remember calling Austin. Austin was in the Middle East. He was working as a paramedic. That's the Red Ranger. I called him. I was like, hey, bro, you need to come back because we got a lot of love. I'm like, all the fans have grown up, and you know, and they have stories to tell now. Because when you guys were kids, we would meet you, and you were shy, and you were like, you know, sometimes you wouldn't even look at us. You're like, oh, you know, like, and you walk around throwing kicks afterwards. But now you come to me, and you have whole stories, whole adult stories about what that point in your life was, how the show inspired you, how it affected your life, and most of it, well, all of it that I get is very positive. I've had some amazing experiences, amazing stories from people. I mean, everything from, I met a girl 2 weeks ago at a con, and she walked up to me, and she was like, hey, Walter, I met you like 29 years ago. And I was like, oh, that's cool. She was like, I was a Make-A-Wish kid. And so she had one wish. She was terminally ill. She had a wish, and it was to meet the Power Rangers. And so we went down, and we visited her, and she turned around. She like had a complete remission, and here I was meeting her, you know, years later. And I was like, yo, you still here? That's awesome, you know? I mean, I love that. It was awesome.
Years ago, y'all guys had like an event in LA where y'all shut everything down. Like, what was that like seeing that just LA pretty much shut it down for Power Rangers?
Are you talking about what, COVID?
I think it was, no, I think it was like a live event or something.
Oh, you're talking about the Universal show.
Yeah, Universal
show. We
did
Universal Studios, and that was amazing. It was the first time that we really understood the power of what we had done, because we were supposed to do this small show at Universal Studios. It was going to be like, you know, a stadium that had like 2,000 people. And they're like, there are more people that want to come, so we're gonna move it over to Universal Amphitheater. And that's where Michael Jackson would have a concert. It was like a huge amphitheater, huge place. And we were like, wow, okay. So it was supposed to be one show. We ended up doing 6 shows, all sold out, shut down traffic from downtown LA to Studio Cities. It was like on all the news, all on multimedia, the Power Rangers have shut down LA today. It was crazy. And I just remember it was like my biggest rock star moment, because, you know, I jump off the scaffolding in my suit and everything. I do a flip. I land on some mats. I come down the stage, throw my kicks and punches. I stop in the middle of the stage, and they say, he dons the power of the Mastodon. He is Zach, the Black Ranger. I take off the helmet, and the crowd goes, and lights just everywhere. It's like, you know, when you're on watching Star Trek or something, they go warp speed, and you go through all the lights. It was like that. It was crazy. And I was like, yo, this energy is crazy. And I've never had a moment like that ever again. But it was amazing.
So obviously, you know, present day 2024, like, what is sort of like your goal that you want, you know, coming out of these conventions and just in life in general?
Well, I mean, I got a lot of goals. I do a lot of things. I have a music project right now. Music, I got 4 rap songs, 2 house songs. It's under the name Trey Emanuel. It's not under Walter Jones, but Trey Emanuel is on all music platforms. I've released one song called Dance. Trey Emanuel because my dad's name is Walter Emanuel. My name is Walter Emanuel. My son's name is Honor Emanuel, so it's 3 Emanuels, hence Trey Emanuel. So that's the thing. I'm doing that. I just worked on, just completed doing a comic book that's going to be coming out with Boom Comics. I'm up for a couple of films, and I'm just, you know, keep working, keep hustling. That's what it is.
Cool. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me because, I mean,
Yes,
because there was questions that you answered, so now I'm like, all right, mystery solved. We're good. So, so I appreciate you guys coming out to this, and yeah.
Hey, thank you guys so much. If you don't follow me on Instagram, Walter E. Jones on all media. Check me out. I'm here. I'll be at the table right outside. So if I haven't met you, come and meet me. I got photos, and take some photos, get some autographs, and let's have a good time this weekend. Let's get it.